Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. May I know who is here? If you can hear me, perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, you can give me a thumbs up. Yep. You can go to the chat box and you can give me a thumbs up to know that you can hear me. Yep. Or you can click OK to let me know. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surain Victor, and this would be the fourth coffee conversation that Excel Academy is organizing. I'm just wondering, how many of you have been to my previous coffee conversation before? How many of you have attended this coffee conversation before? Anyone? Okay, participants. Let's see now. Okay, right. So if you can hear me, then I shall begin. I still don't know who they. Okay, right, here you go. So I see Rohana Wati, Nur Azwa, Liana. Okay, Liana is from Excel. Noraini, Nurul Izati. Yep. Okay, good. Atika as well. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So I've been in this industry, learning and development, for I would say now more than 13 years, coming to 14, if I'm not mistaken. Prior to that, I was a public speaker for the Malaysian AIDS Council. I was a HIV/AIDS advocate, whereby I went around universities, colleges, companies, factories, talking about HIV/AIDS. And before that, I was a tutor in several colleges. Currently, I'm still doing learning and development, but mostly online since last year. And I do a bit of therapeutic coaching. What it means is that uh, your the conventional coaching is for you to move towards your goal, be it career, health, relationships, finances, business. But I blend in a bit of therapy. I blend in a bit of psychotherapy to address or to process your psychological issues if you have any. Yeah. So I would say I do two in one, whereby I help you to overcome the issues that you have. It could be stress, it could be anxiety, it could be a traumatic past, it could be performance anxiety, insomnia. Yeah. So I treat that as well as I coach you. So it's a two in one. That is what I am currently doing right now, apart from learning and development. Yep. Okay, so why this topic? Why the failure to launch? Yeah. What made me come up with this topic, or what made me choose this topic? Okay. Does anyone want to guess what failure to launch means? What is this coffee conversation is going to be about? Okay, right. One of the things that I do is that I like to journal, whereby I write down my experiences, I write down my thoughts, I write down my ideas, my finances, I write down about my career. It's a bit of everything, but once in a while, especially end of the year in December, I do a bit of reflecting, like how companies do auditing at the end of the month and the end of the year, at the end of the financial year. So I audit my year, since not year but year, tahun. Yeah. I audit my year in terms of what happened to me in terms of career, relationships, what else, my spirituality, my contribution, my community service, and so on. And what I realized that I have some achievements, yes, but the achievements, when I reflect on it, it gives me a feel good factor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, congratulations. Not bad, not bad. You accomplished this and that, this and that. But when I think about my failures, difficulties, and challenges, when I reflect on that, on those, I seem to get more out of it. I there's more lessons, realizations, and wisdom by reflecting on my failures instead of my achievements. I don't know whether it's the same for you. Yeah, so you might want to disagree with me. You can feel free to type in the chat box, yeah, and communicate with me. Or you might even just want to turn on your microphone. That'll be fine. That'll be superb. So now, when I reflect on my failures and my disappointments and my challenges, I don't feel sad. I don't feel gloomy. I don't feel depressed, or I don't feel regretful. Rather, it gives me more strength. It gives me more insight or wisdom, and also it gives me more lessons. Um, I would say that the 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 failures that I reflect on are like history books. Yeah. Uh, Now, to know whether you are, this is from a psychological point of view, to know whether you got over your failures and challenges and your regrets in life, your past difficulty, your past, how you feel about it when you think about it. Now, if I reflect on my past, on my failures, and I feel regretful, I feel sad, yeah, I feel depressed, it means I haven't gotten over it. I need to process it. But if I look at my past and I can be very objective about it, and I can talk about it without feeling sad or guilty. Now, I'm not saying that I'm jumping in joy, that I'm doing cartwheels by reading about my past, but I feel that, hey, this is like a lesson, like a history book. So all your past, if you reflect on it, if you think about it from an empowered position, yeah, because now it's in the future, you're now empowered. All these difficulties have made you a better person, yeah. So when you see it from an empowered point of view, you tend to see it more objectively, and you tend to see it from a point of, what did I learn from all this? What can I learn from all this, and what does it mean moving on? So I would say that a simple metaphor or a simple analogy would be that my past or everyone's past can be akin to history books. So once in a while, you bring down a history book and you read it, and then it gives you a lesson. I think next time I need to do this instead of that. Okay, lesson learned. Okay, moving on. This is what I can do next time instead. Right? Okay, so that is the reason why I chose this topic, because I seem to learn a lot from it. Yeah. So throughout this talk, I'm going to share with you some of my failures and then what I learned from it. Yeah. And how is it that I use this failure instead of making me bitter, make me better. There's a quote: failures and disappointments are intended to make you better, not bitter. Yeah. All right. Now, I like to use this analogy of uh, issues, troubles, problems, challenges. It's called the tea bag analogy. Now, uh, if you can see, I have here a tea bag. All right, smells good. Okay, I have here a tea bag. The question is, how would you know the strength of the tea? How would you know the strength, the flavor, the aroma, the taste of the tea? Let me throw out this question and see if anyone wants to reply. Oh, we have Nuraini from Kuching, Sarawak. Good morning. Right. So once again, my question, how would you know the strength, taste, aroma, flavor of the tea? There's only one way, which is to put it in hot water. When you put it in hot boiling water and you let it brew for about a minute, that's when you get the hot water extracts the flavor, the taste, and the aroma of the tea. That's what we want. Yeah. And when we drink it, it brings us pleasure. So that is an analogy that can be used to when you think about your failures, your difficulties, your challenges, and generally your past. Yeah. So what are the examples of hot water? What are the examples of hot water that is common to most of us that we are familiar with? Now, right. Okay. So let me share with you some slides, just a few slides, and then we'll continue discussing about it. All right. Okay. So if you can see the slide, perhaps you might want to indicate to me by saying okay or give me a thumbs up. Right. So developing a healthy relationship with failure to keep going. Examples of hot water. What I mean by hot water is your failures, your difficulties, your challenges. Yeah. Examples of hot water would be getting fired, going bankrupt or having financial hardship, missing a promotion, going through a divorce, being ill or hospitalized, losing a property or investment, losing a loved one, being unappreciated or backstabbed, yeah, and others. So if you have any examples of hot water that is personal to you, please do share with us in the chat box. Yeah, what are some of the past challenges, issues, and failures that you have experienced before? Please do share with us in the chat box. Okay. See. Right. Any response? No. So, okay. Now, the first trick, yeah, the first trick when it comes to looking at your failures, your problems, your issues. Right. Uh, there are some responses. Okay, great. Wait, hang on. But I just. Oh, okay. Well, there was the past. Okay. Now, the first trick when it comes to looking at your past or looking at your failures here is instead of asking, why did this happen to me? For example, I got into an accident and then I'm hospitalized, yeah. Or let's say I lose my investments or I get fired. Once you've regained composure, yeah, once you're a bit more, I would say, the dust has settled. The question that we so often or habitually ask is, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Yeah. Now, that one, I would say, it goes into a never-ending plethora of why. Uh, so the trick is, instead of asking why did this happen to me, you can say instead, you can ask instead, why did this happen for me? Yeah, once again, instead of saying, why did this happen to me? Yeah, why did this happen to me? Why did she leave me? Why did I? Why did this happen? I need an explanation. Yeah, whether it's from God or whether it's from the universe or whether it's from your former employer, whether it's from your friends, you need an explanation why it happened to you. Yeah, did you deserve this? So instead of asking that question, you can ask, why did this happen for me? For me. That means the disaster or failure happened for you. It served you, right? I'll give you some examples. Now, let me see. Okay, my failures, yeah, my failures. I'll give you some examples. Yeah. For example, getting fired. I was asked to leave because they didn't agree with the way I did things, and then they politely asked me to leave. So in other words, I got terminated. Yeah, or the nicer word it will be they asked me to leave. So the question is, why did this happen for me? Now, if I were to think about it, my answer, my response would be, this happened for me to teach me. The lesson here is, yeah, the lesson here is, um, instead of me being loyal to a company or to an organization or to a college or university that I'm working at, I'd rather be loyal to my interest, my career, my passion, which is teaching, sharing knowledge, training, training and development, and what is it? Engaging with participants, engaging with people, getting into crucial conversations. Yeah. So that is my biggest lesson when it comes to uh, me getting terminated. Instead of being loyal to the company, well, companies, they downsize, they go through difficulties, they go through change, restructuring, and part of their, I would say, operation is to hire and also fire people. So instead of me being bitter about it, oh, why did they let me go? I've been so loyal. I've been doing my work very well. I've been coming on to time to work on time. My subordinates, my students are very happy about my performance, the way I teach. So and when something bad happens, then you'll be like, why did this happen? I'm such a nice guy. I'm such a nice person. So instead of going asking yourself these questions, which is heartbreaking, you can say that, oh, no, it's okay. I'll continue to teach. I'll continue being an engineer or lawyer or doctor or an executive, but somewhere else. Yeah. All right. So that is the first example. My second example would be financial hardships. Financial hardships. What I learned from financial hardships. Okay, so what happened was, oh well, there were these two instances whereby I experienced, I would say, quite challenging financial hardships. One is when I transitioned from being employed to being self-employed. So that gap, that transition, I used up a lot of my savings. And on top of that, I got into a car accident and the car needed major repairs. So I needed to use a big chunk of my savings, yeah, which is supposed to last me through my transition period. I used a big chunk of my savings and I struggled financially. The second example would be, when was this? It was, I think, 5 years ago, whereby career-wise, I was not doing too well. So I was not getting much income. And there was a point whereby I only ate bananas, biscuits, and coffee. That's all I had for a day. And that dragged on for a few days. And when payments did come in, I really was being frugal about it. Now, so what did I learn about it is that money is something, but it's not everything. I realized during my financial hardships, whereby I didn't have much to eat, my mind was clearer. Yeah, somehow, yeah, for those of you who are fasting, I think you can resonate with this. I think that when our body is in a state of fast, our mind tends to be a bit clearer and more focused. Would you agree with me? For those of for those who are fasting or who have experienced fasting before, would you agree with me that fasting makes your mind clearer and you can be more focused? Yeah. All right. So that's what I experienced. When my mind was clearer, I read more, I exercised more, I slept better, and I appreciated things even more. And if not for the financial hardships or other hardships as well, I wouldn't have this realization. Now, if I if my finances were improving every year, you get more money, more money, more money. It's sweet, it's nice, yeah, good for you, right? But what is the lesson here? What realization do you think can come out from that, compared to when you lose your savings, when you lose your investments, you go through financial hardships? What lesson can come out from that instead? Yeah. And I realized that, well, over the past 15 years, over the past 20 years, my income has increased. But yeah, I mean, that gives me a comfortable lifestyle, but it hasn't really given me powerful lessons. I realized that the powerful lessons I learned in life is, again, through hardships and failure. And one of it is through financial hardships and difficulties. Yep. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know that if you want to counter my argument. Or, if you disagree with me, please feel free to type in the chat box. Yeah, I'll respond to you. Oh, great. Now, so when I was going through financial hardships, um, I find that it's no point for me to keep looking at my finances, hoping that the numbers will change. No, it doesn't work that way. Yeah. So what I did was I focused on the other areas of life. Have you heard about the key life areas or the wheel of life? Yeah. It's the components in your life, the major components in your life. For example, health, finances, career and work, relationships, spirituality, leisure activities, and also, what is it? Yeah, six. So that's health, career, finances, leisure activities, spirituality, and relationships. Yeah. There are many models of the wheel of life, but I particularly like this because it is, I would say, it covers everything. Yeah, it's quite complete. So I then focus on my spirituality. I then focus on my relationships. The quote for this, I would say, context would be, when one door closes, another one opens. So I think what the universe is trying to tell me is that, hey, Surain, forget about your finances, forget about your career for a while, put it on pause, focus on your health instead, focus on your relationships, focus on your spirituality. Yeah, otherwise it's about work, money, work, money, work, money, work, money, work, money. So I think, I don't know, some people say God, some people say the universe, some people say life. Life is telling me, hey, Surain, it's okay, forget about it for about a month or two. Yeah. Maybe it'll pick up. Yeah. Maybe it'll pick up. But let's forget about it for now and focus on the other areas of life. So that is what happened. Okay. My failure number three was not getting the promotion. I was, before this years ago, I was a part-time tutor. So I was a part-time tutor for a few years, and I kept requesting for full-time ship. Is there such a word, full-time ship? Yeah. Finally, they say that no. I after a few semesters, sorry, not a few years, a few semesters, I realized that No, they rather hire a new or fresh trainer to be a full-time tutor. Sorry, tutor, not trainer, rather than someone who has experience. So I find that quite devastating because the lecturer himself asked me to apply for full time, and at the end of the semester, they gave that position to someone else. So I was quite heartbroken, and I was quite why? Because I like to teach, and I like the place that I was teaching, which is University Malaya. So I took my interest elsewhere, but still, that didn't kill my interest in teaching. That didn't kill my interest in biology, yeah, in science. So I applied for other colleges and I got it, and then so on and so forth. Right. So what I learned is that again, like the first one, getting fired, missing a promotion. Uh, Instead of being loyal to a company or to an organization, instead focus on your career, focus on your work, focus on what you're interested in. Whether it's HR, whether it's finances, whether it's accounts, whether it is engineering, law, uh, whatever profession, be loyal to your profession, to your career, to your vocation instead of the organization or company. That will be my key takeaway from my disappointments and failures. Yeah. Let's hear it from you if you have any counter arguments. Okay, so that will be my third failure. What about my fourth? My fourth would be when I was hospitalized. This happened in 2017. I was, long story short, I was in ICU for 6 days and I was in a regular ward for another week. Okay, what I learned from it is that health is wealth. Health is wealth. Yeah. If you're healthy, I would say that your life is rich. Now, again, you may want to disagree. Yeah, you might want to say that Surain, money is king. Money makes the world go round. Money talks and bullshit walks. Yeah, you would say that money is the primary, is the main thing in life. Yeah, money is wealth. But from my experience, again, here I'm being quite personal here. Health is wealth. With health, I can do so many things. I can enjoy my wealth. I can enjoy my money when I'm healthy. Okay, there's a Chinese saying, but I can't recite it in Mandarin, so I'll share with you the translation. The saying goes like this: they say that everything in life is zero, the number zero. For example, family, children, career, money, your religion, your property, your investments, those are denoted by the number zero. Health, health is represented by the number one. So they say that if you have health, the number one, and you have those other things, the zeros, then you have value. So let's say I have health and I have career. I have 10, the number 10. Yeah. If I have health and I have career and I have family, I have 100. If I have health, family, career, hobby, business, and so on and so forth, then the number keeps growing. It becomes 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. But if I don't have the number one, I have family, I have finances, I have business, I have this and that. There's no value. So that is the interpretation, or rather the translation, the explanation, sorry, to that Chinese quote saying, health is gives value to the other things that you have in life. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more because I've been down in the dumps when it comes to health. I've been hospitalized. I've been suffering in pain, and I realized that, oh my God, health is not everything, but it it is, I would say, the primary thing in my life. Also, when I was hospitalized, and now that I am a better, way better, it gives me the motivation to work out and to eat well. That's the lesson. Yeah, it has given me the push or the drive or the needle under the mattress to push me, to prod me to always work out and to always eat well. Right? Okay, that's failure number 4. Let me share with you 2 more failures, yeah, if you don't mind. My failure number 5 would be business ventures. When it comes to trying to venture into business, yeah, multi-level marketing and also other joint ventures. Oh, I think I've tried 3 or rather 4 multi-level marketing networking businesses, and I did not succeed. In other words, I failed. And each of them costed me a few thousand ringgit. But it's a powerful lesson. For me, it showed me that what I really, really liked, what I really enjoy doing, and that will keep me going would be this learning and development, education, books, yeah, coaching, counseling, consulting. This really, really is something that is something I would say for me that is suited to my strengths and my aptitudes. Yeah. So those business ventures is telling me, the message that is telling me, what is it doing for me is that it's saying, hey, Surain, this is not for you. So I try another business venture. Surain is not for you. Surain is not for you. That means it's pushing me into another direction. It's asking me to look. This is not your path. This is not your path. Your path is elsewhere. So I just need to keep looking for it. Keep looking for it. And I would say that, my path would be in the area of learning and development, education, knowledge. Okay. Right. Talking about that. Yeah. Talking about business, career, finances. Let me share with you a short excerpt from this book, Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh. I don't know whether you can see it. Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh. Now, I did a summary of this book. If you're interested, then perhaps you can pass me your handphone, or rather, you can take down my handphone number. I'll put it in the chat box, and I can give you the summary from the book. I wouldn't say summary, I would say excerpts. Yeah, I got a few points from it, which I think is pertinent to me and that I can relate to very well, and then I share it with you. Yeah. Okay. In page 62, uh, okay, what is delivering happiness and who's this Tony Hsieh guy? Tony Hsieh is this guy who he's the CEO of Zappos. If you've heard of Amazon, Amazon is books and everything else. This guy, Zappos, is all about shoes. Shoes, shoes, shoes. Now, before Zappos, he formed this company called Link Exchange, if you've heard about it. So let me tell you what he did with Link Exchange. Yeah, he sold the company to Microsoft for $265 million. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, uh, let me say this once again. He sold his company, Link Exchange, which he formed with his friend, to Microsoft for 265 million. Now, after he sold his company to Microsoft for 265 million, Tony Hsieh, the author, yeah, he asked himself, what is success? What is happiness? And what am I working toward? Right? So now, can you imagine this guy who just sold a company for 265 million? He was not jumping in joy. He was not popping champagne or celebrating. He was not, yay, I now have 265 million. He was not, that was not going through his mind. Instead, what was going through his mind was, what is happiness? What is success? And what am I here for? What am I on earth for? What am I working toward? Yeah. Now, it's nice if all of us can experience that, meaning say we all can experience 265 million, and then let's see what thoughts come to our mind. But that'll be nice. But from his experience, no, he was not jumping in joy. Rather, he was asking himself, what is happiness? What is success? And then he went on to write, he went on to say that what gave him happiness was connecting with friends, building something new, eating hot potatoes after swimming, and sunbathing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So those were the things that really, really gave him happiness. And he went on to build a new company, which is Suppos. Yep. All right. And but yeah, this guy he passed away last year. Still a young guy. So if you want certain excerpts from the book, you can send me a WhatsApp message. I put in my number in the chat box 01291422205. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong number. 01291422205. Yeah. Okay. 9142205, and I'll share with you excerpt. Okay. My failure number 6 would be my friendships. I realized that, yeah, I was unappreciated and backstabbed. I would say that people don't need you; they need the needs that you can provide for them. Yeah, what I learned is that people don't need you; people only need the needs that you can provide for them. Yeah, if they can find the need being satisfied elsewhere by someone else, they would go. Right. So when that happened to me, I I wasn't devastated, but I got a sense of awareness. It was a sense of enlightenment. I wouldn't say enlightenment, but I spent a few hours thinking about it. I went to a cafe and I went like, oh wow, wow, this really happened. This really happened. So what I learned is that people change, people come into your life, and then people leave your life. When, how, I don't know. We don't know. Yeah. Nevertheless, that doesn't stop me from loving people. That doesn't stop me from being kind or being nice to people, being open and friendly. No, it wouldn't be fair. Now, just because person A and person B did something to me that is heartbreaking, uh, that doesn't mean that person C and D will do the same thing to me. That is a bias, that is a fallacy in your thought process. If you were to think that everyone else will treat you like how person A and person B treated you, that is a bias, that is a fallacy. Yeah, I would say that is not fair. Right? So I realized that, hey, there are 7 billion people in this world. Just because a few people hurt me, just because a few people stabbed me in the back, that doesn't mean that everyone else will behave the same. Yeah. So once again, when one door closes, another one opens. So it's what life is telling me is that, hey, Surain, go make friends with other people. Yeah. So those are the 6 examples of my failures. There's more, but these are the main 6 that I'd like to share with you, which is getting fired, financial hardship, uh, missing the promotion, being hospitalized, failed business ventures, and also relationships. Yep. Okay. Right. Do you have any questions so far? Do you have any questions? If not, then I shall continue. Yeah. If you do have any questions, please do feel free to ask me. Yeah. You can type in the chat box. It's called feed. Right. Okay. Now, remember that I told you about the hot water, and in the hot water is the tea bag. Then only you will know the strength of the tea. Right. Now, talking about hot water, let me share with you a story about hot water, if you don't mind. I came across this story. I don't know whether you've heard of it, but let me share with you nevertheless. It's about the story about the potato, the egg, and also the coffee beans. Yeah, it's here are coffee beans. So once upon a time, it's a story, yeah. So that's how it starts. Story. Once upon a time, uh, a girl was complaining to her father about the difficulties that she's facing. Yeah. Well, I think that all of us are facing through a difficult time, are going through a difficult time. Yeah, this MCO, this COVID, it is quite uncertain. It is volatile. Things keep changing. Yeah, your work pattern keeps changing. The SOPs keep changing. How long is this going to last? We don't know. Things are uncertain. Yeah, okay. So she was complaining to her dad about how life is difficult. She was complaining. So the father eh, got her into the kitchen and showed her a potato, egg, and some coffee beans, right? And then she's wondering, okay, what's this got to do with all the difficulties that I'm going through? So the father boiled 3 pots of water, yeah, 3 separate pots. Now, when the water was boiling, he put the potato in the first pot, the egg in the second pot, and the coffee beans in the third pot. After a while, he removed these 3 items and he showed them to his daughter. The daughter asked him, "What's all this? What does it mean?" Yeah. He said, "Now, girl, try to touch the potato. Feel it." She said that it's soft. Okay. Now the egg, you break the shell and see what happens. So she broke the shell and she got a hard-boiled egg. Whereas the coffee, the father asked her to take a sip from the cup, from the glass where the hot coffee beans were, the hot water and the coffee beans were. And he asked her, "Do you see any difference?" No. Before the potato was in hot water, it was hard, really hard, and it was not edible. But after being in the hot water, it becomes soft and edible. Whereas the egg, yeah, initially it was raw, but now it is hard boiled. It is now tastier. Whereas the coffee beans, change the water. Instead of having clean water, you now have coffee. So the lesson here is, again, hot water. Hot water will change you. It will change you. Now, do you change for the worse or do you change for the better? How do you respond to the hot water? How do you respond to the failure or difficulty or challenges that you're facing now? That will determine how you change. Do you become a better person? Do you become a bitter person? Yeah. So this analogy of hot water, I think, is very powerful for us to reflect on. Yeah. How is this difficult times, this COVID, this MCO, how is it changing you to be a better person? Are you more patient? Are you now more frugal when it comes to expenses? Do you now appreciate more things that are nearer to you, local things, instead of going far and away to enjoy the pleasures of life? Do you seek the pleasures of life nearby, near you? Do you seem to interact with your neighbors more? Yeah. So, how has these difficult times changed you for the better? Right. Now, what can we do about it? So how can we have an optimistic view about our past, our failures, our challenges? So instead of why did this happen for me, we can ask instead why did this happen to me? Yeah. In other words, instead of seeing it from the optimist point of view, we can see it from a more instead of seeing from a pessimistic point of view, we can see it from a more optimistic point of view. Yeah. Okay, let me share with you a slide. Yeah. And let me, so that you can see what I'm trying to say here. Now, words are very powerful. No. Nor as well. What do you mean by no? You meaning say that you don't get what I'm trying to say, is it? Okay. Just to clarify, how do we see our past, our failure, as the chat earlier? Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So how can we see our past as okay? Let me try to address. Okay, you didn't see the right. I think that is the only thing that I typed in as well. That's the only thing I typed in prior to this, which is my phone number. Yeah. So again, why is it I'm giving you my phone number? It's if you want me to share with you any excerpts from this book, do let me know. Yeah. Okay. So Nora as well. What I'm trying to say is how is it that you can change your mindset or the way you think to be more optimistic so that you look at your failures as something that happened for you instead of your failures something that happened to you. Yeah. A pessimist point of view is that why did this happen to me? An optimistic point of view would be why did this happen for me? Right. Okay. Now, so let me share with you some slides. Right. I hope you can see this slide. Yeah. An optimist versus a pessimist. Now, when a good thing happen, let's say you get a promotion or you manage to close a sale or you manage to organize a very good event, everyone is happy. The optimist will think to himself, "Yep, this is like me. I made this happen, and it's going to happen again." Whereas a pessimist, when a bad thing happens, when a good thing happens, the person will think, it's just luck. Nasib ni, it'll be over soon and it won't happen again. So can you see the difference? An optimist, when something good happens, this is the script. And a pessimist, when something good happens, this is the script. This is what goes through his mind. Now, when something bad happens for an optimist, it won't happen again lah. It'll be over soon. This is just luck. Whereas for a pessimist, when something bad happens, yeah, this is going to happen again. It's my fault. I made it happen. And yeah, this is so like me. I'm always making mistakes. I'm always failing in life, right? So can you see the difference? The script is the same, but the script, what is it for? Is it for a good experience or bad experience? That will determine whether you're optimistic or pessimistic, right? Okay, so how do we cultivate this feeling of hope and optimism? Right. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you is positive psychology, not positive thinking. Yeah, I'm not into positive thinking or self-help. I'm into positive psychology. So whatever that I'm sharing with you is based on psychology. It's based on research. It's based on professors and people who research positive psychology. There's a science behind it. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you a picture. Two pictures. The first picture is this. If you can see this. This is a dumpster of trash, rubbish. Yeah. Let me show you another picture, which is flowers. You see that? Garden of flowers. All right. So those are the two pictures. Now, what do you think? What do you think flies are attracted to? Flies, lalat. Yeah. And what do you think bees, lebah, are attracted to? So whenever something bad happens, whenever you go through a failure, you have an option. Do you want to wear the eyes of a fly, lalat, yeah, and see things from a fly point of view, which is rubbish? What is the rubbish here? Where's the rubbish? Where can I find rubbish? Or do you choose to put on the glasses, the eyes of a bee, and try to look for the good in it? Try to look for the flower or try to look for the silver lining. Yeah. So I like this analogy. In everything, whether good or bad, in this context, I would say the bad, the failures, the difficulties, the challenges. Do you choose to put on the eyes of a fly, Lalat, or would you choose to put on the eyes of a bee? Because what what eyes you choose to see from, what perspective you choose, will determine whether you're attracted to rubbish or to flowers. Yeah. So, how can we develop? How can we cultivate a more optimistic mindset? I taught you the first trick already. The first trick is instead of asking yourself, why did this happen to me? Ask yourself, why did this happen for me? Yeah? The other one is the script. When something good happens to you, tell yourself, this is going to happen again. This is so like me. I made this happen. Yeah, when something good happens to you. When something bad happens to you, a failure, a difficulty, tell yourself, this is the past. This will be over soon. Yeah, this is something that happened to me to give me a lesson. That is something for me to learn about. Yeah, and well, uh, this won't happen again. Yeah, right. That is a more optimistic approach towards it. Now, is it wrong being a pessimist? It's not wrong. Uh, there is a reason why we are sometimes pessimistic. It's for us to take precautions. It's for us to what do you call that? Be more cautious. Yeah, it's called defensive pessimism. Now, then again, optimism, being overly optimistic is not good as well because then there's a bias. We tend to lower down the chances of, or rather, our evaluation of risk tends to be lower, yeah? And that can put us in danger. So, it's not blind optimism, and it's not what do you call that? I would say depressing pessimism. You want to be optimistic. At the same time, you want to be aware of what needs to be done to take in measures to be safe and to be secure, right? So a defensive pessimism is good, but overly biased optimism is bad. Yeah, we try to now. Positive psychology is would encourage more of optimism. Yeah, being pessimistic, being critical, being cautious is something that is, I would say, quite easy for us as we become older. As we experience more pain and suffering and difficulties, it's easier for us to get into the mindset of being critical and being cautious and being pessimistic. Yeah. Optimism, on the other hand, is high among kids and when we were younger, but as we grew older, it became something of a challenge to be optimistic. Yeah. Right now, what do we have here? Okay. So let me show you some scripts on how we can develop a more optimistic mindset. Yeah. How from instead of being reactive, you can be proactive instead. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the attribute, for example, the attitude towards learning. A reactive person will say, I know enough lah, cukup lah. Kenapa nak belajar benda baru? Yeah, cukup lah, I'm done with learning new things. Whereas if you want to be more optimistic, you can say that I'm constantly cultivating new knowledge and skills. Yeah, which is necessary for my professional and personal development. Okay. Attitude towards change. A reactive person will say, I hate change. It's always taking something away from me. Yeah, menyusahkan lah. Whereas a more optimistic person would say, accept it as a constant, embrace it. Change is something that happens every day, every week, every month, every year. I cannot control it. So if I can't control it, therefore I embrace it. I accept it. Terima. Mindset at work, doing what is told, no more, no less, just wait for orders. Whereas a more optimistic person will be always looking for improvements and opportunities. Right? Okay. Now, the other way, that is trick number 3. Yeah, the words, the things that you say, your inner script, inner conversation. The other way of developing a more optimistic mindset would be to practice self-compassion. Let's enjoy this short video clip. All right, thank you very much. So, okay, before that, let me just stop sharing. Okay. Have you seen that video clip before? Have you seen the episode of Mr. Bean before? Anyone? All right. Ah, yes. Who's this? Oh, Reza is admin. Malandis Resources. Yes. All right. Reza, I've watched it before. All right. So, Reza, that video clip leads to this next activity or this next exercise that you may want to do. Yep. I don't see any video. Huh? You didn't see any video? Oh, interesting. I'm not seeing any video. Is it because I use an app instead of PC? It could be. It could be. Atika, it could be. Okay. So the Reza managed to watch it, but Rohana, Wati, and Atika did not manage to watch it. I wonder why. So Reza, are you plugged in? Are you connected by a laptop or by your handphone? PC, yeah. So Reza is using his computer, yeah. I think Atika, you are logged in using your handphone. Rohana Wati is using her laptop. Okay, Rohana Wati. Oh, using an iPad. Rohana Wati, I have a question. Were you able to see the slides, the PowerPoint slides? Wait, there's no video. Huh? There's no video. Oh, okay. Sorry. So you did not manage to see the video. Okay. All right. Let me explain what happened in the video. Yeah. So it's the scene where Mr. Bean goes into the restaurant by himself. We can't view the video. Oh, Ranjita also can't view the video. Okay. All right. Wonder why. Because I had set this out earlier just now, and the organizer managed to see the video. Yeah, it could be seen, but not now. I wonder why. Anyway, let me just explain to you the scene, what happened in the video. So Mr. Bean went to this restaurant by himself, and he sat down, and he took out he looked around. Yeah, first he took out a postcard from his pocket, from his jacket, and he wrote a note. He wrote something in the postcard. He put it in the envelope, and he placed the envelope on the table in front of him. Now, he's alone, yeah? So he looked left, he looked right, and then he saw the postcard. He saw the letter, and he acted like he was surprised, like, there's a letter here, and it's for me. And so he lifted the letter, and then he waved it around proudly. He opened it and he read it. And he was like, oh, he was so touched by it, right? So I'm so sorry that you were not able to see the video. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You remember that scene, right, Atika? Yeah. He goes into the restaurant, writes himself a short letter, puts it in an envelope, looks around, and then, there's a letter for me. Yeah, kononnya. He opens it, reads it. He's so touched by it. All right. Yeah. So that exercise, I would say, I my point is that I'm trying to relate to self-compassion. Why self-compassion? Self-compassion is one of the things that you can cultivate to be more optimistic about yourself, about your future. Yeah. So what is the exercise that you can do? You can do it now or later, up to you. Let me show you the steps. Yeah. So once again, the slides. I hope you can see the slides. Atika and Rajita, can you see the slides? Reza, are you able to see the slides? Huh? No. Oh my God. So all this while you're not able to see the slides. Huh. Oh, all right. Interesting. How come? So far I've showed you, let me see. So far I've showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 slides. All right. Yeah, you can't see the previous slides. Okay, okay. So we have a technical issue here. You can't see the slides. Let me try to get this sorted out with the organizer so that we can find a solution for this, but not for this right now or earlier. I mean, since 9 o'clock, I showed 6 slides. Since 9 just now, when we started this, I so far I've only shown 6 slides. I don't think you have any one of you managed to see it. Yeah. Okay. There's no the slide. Okay. Now Nur Azwa says that the slides. Okay, so what's happening here? Nur Azwa says that she could see the slides, but Reza, Atika, and Rohana Wati couldn't see the slides. So there's some issue here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now no slides. Now I'm just talking to you. There's no slides. But since 9 o'clock just now, I showed you a few slides. For the earlier, you can see. All right. Okay. I'm gonna show you 2 slides, 3 slides, yeah? Let's see if you can see it. If not, I'll just read it out aloud. Okay, so how can we cultivate this self-compassion? Here's an exercise for you. Write yourself a letter, yeah? In the first letter, what I want you to do is, I want you to choose an aspect of yourself that you dislike. It could be your past, it could be your failures, it could be your appearance, it could be the state of your career, your relationship, your finances, something that you dislike about yourself, right? And what you do is that I want you to write in detail how this makes you feel, how this perceived inadequacy makes you feel. Yeah. Okay. What thoughts, images, or stories come up when you think about it? All right. So this is the first letter that you write to yourself. Okay. Now, what you do is, okay, I'll give you an example, yeah, of a first letter that I write to myself. So, Surain, your face scares goes out. It makes me want to go career of plastic surgery. Then I can be in magazines and TV. So I don't like how I look, my appearance. No matter how much I eat or exercise, I'm skinny. I'm afraid that I'm going to be well. Okay, right. So that is the first letter. I'm criticizing myself, right? Now, the second letter, what I want you to do is imagine someone who is loving, accepting, and supportive. Yeah, have this imaginary friend or imaginary person who is loving, accepting, and supportive. Now, this person, this friend, sees your strength and opportunities for growth. Yeah, this friend accepts and forgives, embraces you kindly, just as who you are. Now, write a letter to yourself from the perspective of this kind friend, of this person. So I'll give you an example. This is an example of my second letter. Dear Surain, your face shines because of who you are deep inside. I think you look amazing. Continue working out and exercising. It's making you stay in shape. And congratulations for passing a health check. You are free from disease. Keep it up. Loving you always. Right. Were you able to see those 4 slides, ladies and gentlemen? Were you able to see the previous 4 slides? Yes? No? Yes. Ah, great. Fantastic. Okay, great. So Reza, yes. Nur Azwa, yes. Rahnawati, yes. Okay, great. Atika also, yes. All right. great. So I think it's just a video, yeah. You couldn't watch the video. Sorry about that. So that is a short exercise that you can do, easily do. All you need is just a piece of postcard paper or any other fancy paper for that matter. And really write a letter from the point of you criticizing yourself. Something that you don't like by yourself, criticize it. Yeah, put it away, put it aside. Now, write a second letter from the point of view, from the perspective of someone who is loving, caring, forgiving, and someone who accepts you for who you are. Just like what Mr. Bean did, yeah, in the scene. He wrote a letter to himself. Well, it's just a birthday card, but it's something for yourself. Yeah, put it aside, put it away. Now, after I know a week, after a month, 2 months, put it in a place whereby it's not easily accessible. For example, I have it in my drawer. Where is it? So once in a while, when I clear my drawer, when I go through my drawer, I come across the letter. Ta-da! And then when I open it and read it, oh, these are nice things. These are nice things that someone is saying to me about myself. Yeah. Now, it's nice to get a note or a letter from someone, a friend, who is talking good about you, who supports you, who accepts you, and who sees your strengths. It's nice. But how often do we receive it? How often do we receive a letter of praise and compliments and encouragement from someone else? So uh, instead of waiting for that letter to arrive, how about if you yourself write that letter to yourself? Yeah? So, dear Atika, dear Rohana Wati, dear Nur Azwa, dear Reza, write things that are encouraging, things that are supportive, things that are kind, things that shows the person uh, the strengths and aptitudes and the achievements, yeah, all the sugar and spice and everything nice. Now again, we are not being overly optimistic. Remember, the first letter is from a pessimist point of view. The first letter is to acknowledge that there are some things in your life which you are not happy about. Yeah, your finances, your career, your looks, whatever. Write it down, put it aside. But now we want to focus more on the things that are nice, things that are good, things that are positive. Yeah. So this is a short exercise in self-compassion. Why? Because we want to develop a more optimistic mindset. Right? Okay. So I've shared with you, I think now 4 tips on how to be more optimistic about your past, about your failures. One is, instead of asking yourself, why did this happen for me? To me, you can ask yourself, why did this happen for me? Number two is that when something good happens to you, tell yourself, yep, this is very like me. This is so much like me. I made this happen, and it's going to happen again. And when bad things happen to you, when you fail, you can say to yourself, it won't happen again. It'll be over soon, and it's just luck. It's just a stroke of luck. Yeah. Tip number 3 is, when things happen, they say every cloud has a silver lining. So how do you look for the silver lining? Do you put on the eyes of a fly, or do you put on the eyes of a bee? All right. What how do you cultivate the habit of seeing things from a point of a bee? Is gratitude. I think some of you have heard this before, which is gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, before you check your handphone, yeah, what I would encourage you to do is to think about 3 things that you're very thankful for. Yeah? I'm very thankful for my fingers. I still have my fingers. I still have eyes. I can see. I can still breathe. Try to be a bit more specific. Instead of saying I'm thankful for my health, it's too general. Try to be a bit more specific. What is it by health that you are thankful for? Is it your kidneys? Is it your lungs? Is it your eyesight? Is it your sense of hearing? Try to be more specific. What else? I'm thankful that I have electricity, I have a fan, I have aircon, I have water, I have books, I have my family, I have a bed. There's so many things for you to be thankful and grateful for. You can even be thankful for having a pen, having a necktie, having a book. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because that will then train your mind to look at things that you already have instead of things that you don't have. Oh, I don't have a Ferrari lah. Alah, bila lah I can afford a Ferrari. Oh, I don't have a big mansion. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. So before your mind is flooded with things that you don't have, you preoccupy your brain with things that you already have. Yeah. So that is another habit or another way of being more optimistic from seeing things from a point of a B. Okay, is that all right, ladies and gentlemen? Are we good so far? Okay. Right. So let's see how optimistic you are. Would you like to find out, hey, how optimistic am I? What are the signs? What are the symptoms to show that I'm optimistic? Yeah, well, by the way, there's this organization called Optimist International. It's in the States. It's an association which is founded simply based on optimism. Yeah, can you imagine? Optimism International. You can Google it, you can find out. Yeah, they have a few associations in the States, and you can also start up your own club, or sorry, you can start up your own, I would say, society. Yeah, right, letter to them. So they carry out a lot of programs, a lot of events, especially for youth, to empower them. Yeah, to give them a more optimistic mindset. Okay, so let's see now how optimistic you are. Okay, how strongly would you agree to the statements? On a scale of 1 to 10, or rather on a scale of 1 to 5, how strongly would you agree to the statements? For example, number 1 is slightly agree, and 5 would be strongly agree. Yeah, very strongly agree. Number 3 would be agree. Agree, just agree. So come up with your own scale and see how strongly would you agree to these statements. Yeah. Statement number 1 is, despite challenges, I always remain hopeful about the future. How strongly do you agree with this statement? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Right. Statement number 2, I always look on the bright side. Is this something that you tell yourself frequently? Okay. I'm confident that my way of doing things will work out for the best. Do you agree? Number 4 is, I have a plan for what I want to be, for what I want to be doing in five years from now. Yeah. Do you have a plan? And lastly, if I get a bad result or bad evaluation, I focus on the next opportunity and plan to do better. Is it something that you practice? Is it something that reflects on you? Okay, so this 5 script. There's more actually. I'm just sharing with you 5. These 5 scripts that will train your brain, train your mind to think more optimistically. Yeah. So try to get into the habit of saying this, 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 and this. Yeah. Okay. So those are the scripts that you might want to cultivate. You might want to keep. You might want to read every now and then to be more optimistic. Yeah. When something bad happens, it's okay. I'll move on. This happened for me. I will plan on my next opportunity. I will think about my 5-year plan. So these are things that you can train your develop, or you can make it a habit so that your mind is moving towards optimism instead of pessimism. Yeah. Okay. Great. We still have a bit more time. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is that I'm going to share with you a script that I use in my therapy sessions. Yeah. But in a therapy, I need to see you. I need to be with you. Better still if I'm with you. Now we are trying to do therapy online, but it's one-on-one. And some people say that, hey, it works. I still get the effect. Yeah, I agree with them. So I'm going to be sharing with you a script. I'm going to read you a script which I use, or which we therapists use in our sessions. So you can continue doing your work. You can continue doing what you're doing. All you need to do is just pay attention to what I'm saying. Yeah, just pay attention to what I'm saying, and you can carry on with whatever you're doing. So for those who are in the office or calling from the office, you can continue doing work. For those of you who are at home, yeah, in the comfort of your home, you might want to find a place that is comfortable, and you might want to turn off your phone or your television, or you may want to stop doing what you're doing, and perhaps really tune into what is going to happen next, what I'm going to say next. Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, make yourself comfortable. Yeah. Just relax yourself. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Yeah. All you have to do now is just pay attention to what I'm saying. Forget about everything else and just pay attention to the sound of my voice. Feel contented and breathe comfortably. Breathe in and breathe out. I would like you to know that take a few moments to focus inwards, to focus on your inner self. Focus on the special, unique part of you that has made this wonderful state of relaxation possible today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that this inner part of you can be compared to a library, yeah, a perpustakaan, your own personal library. And this library is filled with everything you will ever need to live a full and satisfying life. And the unique resources that make up your inner self, your strengths, your skills, your dreams, your wisdom are like books in this incredible library. But unlike an ordinary library, the world of your inner resources is not contained inside walls because it is unlimited and there are infinite volumes of resources in it, and all of them are at your disposal whenever you may want or need to call on them. And because it is unlimited, your inner self, this inner library, is being added to all the time. You have been adding new books to your library, new skills, new ideas, new dreams, new goals, new ways to do and live throughout every single moment of your life. And you will continue to add to your supply of inner resources as you continue to learn and grow day by day, week by week, and year by year. I would like you to take a moment to acknowledge the presence of this amazing pool of resources that you have. And perhaps as you do that, you can also recognize that it belongs entirely to you and no one else. Every book in this library of yours has been written by you and by your life experiences and the wisdom that you have accumulated and continue to accumulate is not only completely unique to you, but it is also available for you whenever you might need or want it. Not just today or tomorrow, but during every single day of your future. And as the days and weeks go by, you will become more and more aware of this incredible inner resource. And it will be as if you are discovering new rooms in this library and new books filled with new skills and ideas, good feelings and thoughts. And as you open the door to each of these rooms and begin to explore this inner world, not only will you be surprised at the new books you will find, filled with wonderful new ideas and positive thoughts, but you will also be delighted to rediscover books that you've always had, but perhaps had forgotten about. And these books, these inner resources, are like old friends that you will be very pleased to meet again. One of these old friends may be the book of kindness and compassion. Okay? Kindness and compassion. It is this unique resource that enables you to not only be sympathetic and understanding towards other people, but also to yourself. It allows you to treat yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally with the compassion and kindness that you truly deserve. It enables you to forgive yourself, your past mistakes, as you grow and change and explore your life. It enables you to recognize exactly what you need and exactly when you need it, when you need to rest and relax, as you are doing now. Or perhaps when you need to stop something or slow down. And it also enables you to play and have fun in your life. It is the resource of all the smiles and laughter you have had in your life. And as the days and weeks go by, you will find that you are smiling and laughing more and more. And also, you may be delighted to rediscover the book of Energy and Vitality. This is an important book that has been written in your inner library since the day you were born. In fact, as a child, you use this inner resource in a very natural and uninhibited way. As a child, you had all the energy you ever needed, and subsequently, every day was like a new adventure, an adventure that you were completely equipped for. And as the days and weeks go past, you will find that you begin to have all the physical and mental energy that you need, all the health, vigor, and strength to take you successfully through your life. Your life will begin to feel a bit more like an adventure, each day bringing something new to be explored and enjoyed. And sitting alongside the book of energy, you might discover the book of curiosity. This is the inner resource that enables you to find both small and large things and events in your life fascinating. And as the days go by, you'll become more and more inquisitive. You will search out new knowledge and experiences that will only add to your life in a positive way. And perhaps while you are exploring your inner resources, you may come across a big book, a solid and wonderful book. This will be your book of your inner strength and conviction. A book of resources that is filled with all the wisdom you have gained over life. And you may look at this resource and recognize how, in your past, you have found incredible inner strength to get yourself through difficult and overcome various obstacles. And you can allow yourself to feel good in the knowledge that this inner resource is an infinite one. And you can access this inner strength at any time, but especially at times when you need to feel strong within yourself. When you need to make decisions of any kind, when you need to stand up and be strong in the face of adversity or other people. And over the days and weeks to come, you will find it increasingly delightful to rediscover that you can be very strong and capable, and that this feeling of personal power and strength will continue to grow and become more profound each day. And in your library of inner resources, you will discover a book. This book is a book of inspiration, an incredibly rich and dynamic resource that enables you to create new and exciting ideas, beautiful things, and wonderful relationships with others. And as the weeks and months go by, you will become amazed at how infinite ways you can be creative in your life. And you will begin to see opportunities and creative and positive changes in all sorts of circumstances on a daily basis. And as you already know, it is not always necessary to understand what your logical mind is doing, exactly how some of these inner resources work, or even why they work the way they do. But as you stride forward into your future, you will begin to develop a special trust in these unlimited abilities. And you will find it easier and easier to call on these powerful tools for guidance and inspiration. But it is not only resources that you have always had. that will be rediscovered and utilized in the days and weeks to come. Because as you begin to add to yourself and your life in a positive and unique way, you will find new ideas and inspirations coming to you, new dreams and goals, and new ways of achieving the type of life that you have always wanted. And it doesn't matter if you cannot imagine right now. Some of these new resources you will develop. All that matters is that you trust that this unique part of you, your inner self, will only allow you to grow and change. It's making you feel better about yourself as you go through your daily life and trust more in yourself. And now, I would like you to take a moment to absorb what I have been saying, to allow yourself to experience the feeling of being you, the you that you have always wanted to be, the you that you have been and are today, and the you that you are becoming. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the script. What I can offer you is um, I can audio record. I can record the script. I mean, the you can record the script. Yeah, I can record the script and I can put in your name in it, and then I can send it over to you. So if you are interested, if you want me to customize the script according to your preference, according to your name, do let me know. Yeah, and I can record it for you. Okay. So, just a gist of what I read for you is that your past, your failures, your experiences are like history books. So, can you imagine you're in a library? But what's unique about this library, because it's in your head, in your mind, this library is infinite. There are no walls. There are just rooms and rooms and rows and rows and rows of books. And these books have titles on it, which is kindness and compassion, creativity, curiosity, strength and conviction. You can also name the books according to your failures in finances, your failures in relationships, your failures in, yep. Let your imagination run wild. Let them label the books. And these books are your inner resource. It's something for you to flip through the pages and find that, hey, there's a lot of lessons that I can learn from my failures and my disappointments and my past. Yeah. And then you can close the book and you can grab another book and then you can say, hey, these are all wonderful things that has happened for me. It has happened for me. Yeah. Why? To prepare me for my breathtaking future, to prepare me for my future of possibilities, to prepare me for a change, to accept change, to embrace new things that are going to happen to me. Yeah. So that is psychotherapy, where we use a lot of imagination. And better still, if you can close your eyes. So if you want this script, I can record it and insert your name in it. And then when you listen to it, you can listen to it with your eyes closed and just let your imagination, or rather the subconscious mind, to work its wonders. Yeah. So that is something that I can offer you if any one of you is interested. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Atika, Rohanawati, Nur Azwa, Reza, do you have any questions? Do you have anything to share with any one of us? With me, with the other participants? If it's something personal, then you might want to send me a private message. But if it's something that you want to share with everyone, please go ahead, yeah, do so. So quickly, just to recap, failure to launch. So my focus for today is failures, yeah, and how you can use failures to make you a better person. How is it that failures can make you a better person? Is when you reflect on it. Yeah. So again, failures is like hot water in a teapot, and you are like a tea bag. When you put yourself in hot water, that's when your strength, your aptitude, your kindness, your compassion, that is when it is expressed. Yeah. The taste, the aroma, and the flavor of the tea can only be known in hot water. Similar to us, our strength, our inner resources, our abilities, we discover it when we go through hardships and difficulties. So I would encourage you to start journaling, start reflecting, or think about the difficulties and the challenges that you experience, and ask yourself, why did this happen for me? What is the lesson here? It could be financial difficulties, it could be relationships, it could be in your career, it could be issues or problems with your health, yeah, with your family. Reflect on it. Take about an hour, 2 hours, make yourself comfortable, listen to some nice music, and reflect on it. Okay, so once you have reflected on it, that can be a lesson to prepare you for a better future. And for you to develop an optimistic mindset about the future, get into the habit of being thankful of what you have, what you already have. It can be as humble as the pen, the shoes, doesn't matter. Just be thankful of what you have. Yeah. Okay. Also, if you want to know more about this book, please let me know. I can WhatsApp some excerpts to you. What else? Also, I talked about the potato, the egg, and the coffee. So when you put these three into hot water, something happens. They change. Yeah, the potato becomes soft, the egg becomes hard, and the coffee changes the nature of the water. So similarly, in this difficult time that we are facing, which is akin to hot water, how is it changing us to be a better person? Yep. So these are questions that you might want to reflect on. And if you do have a bit of spare time, go to YouTube and search for Mr. Bean restaurant scene, where he went to the restaurant alone and he wrote a note to himself. Yeah, please do watch it, and then maybe you can relate to the exercise that I explained to you, writing the letter to yourself. Yeah, from the point of being very judgmental and critical to the point of perspective of being loving, compassionate, and caring, and forgiving, and kind. Right. Okay. So you have yes, Atika, you have a question. Please, what is your question? Okay, so while we wait for Atika to type in her question, what about the rest? Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please feel free. If you want to know more about how to mindset change, you're more interested about habits, you're interested about therapy, you're interested about in coaching, mentoring, counseling, do let me know. Okay, I found this exercise, going through my library, it can trigger anxiety. And when that happens, I often feel like in danger. Okay, okay, all right, okay. So, there's a reason why, Atika, yeah, I'm addressing Atika here. There's a reason why it triggers anxiety. Did you have any bad experience in a library before? Maybe when you were when you were a kid. It's like my experience scares me a lot. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. So, how can you change your past experience from scaring you to empowering you? Hmm? Also, find out why is it that this library, when you go through this library, it gives you anxiety. Is it because you had a bad experience in university? You had a bad experience in confined spaces? Maybe you had a bad experience in the bookstore. Yeah. So try to find out what triggers this anxiety. I don't remember much about my past. Okay, never mind. It's okay. Fantastic. Uh, so, Atika, uh, what you can do is you can, instead of imagining a library, you can imagine a, a place that makes you feel relaxed, that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel peaceful. Yeah. It could be by the beach. It could be in the forest. It could be maybe you went hiking. It could be your own bedroom. It could be your car. It could be a museum, an art gallery, a place that you or your hometown, your kampong. Yeah, you can imagine instead a place of relaxation. You feel calm, relaxed. You feel chill, peaceful. Imagine the place, and imagine that in that place you have books, you have rows, shelves, bookshelves, whether it's at the beach or in your kampung or in the art gallery. Can you imagine books? Yeah. So that's the nice thing about our imagination. There's no limit to it. You can be very creative in your imagination. So you can imagine if, let's say, my favorite place of relaxation is the beach. Suddenly, when I look right, I see bookshelves. I see to my left, there are bookshelves. Yeah. And the books are books about me, written by me, about my past. And then I can imagine that the books, instead of it being old and being light brown in color, I can imagine that the books are colorful, that the books have smell. When I open the books, oh, it smells like coffee. I open the other book, oh, it smells like French fries. I open the other book, oh, it smells of flowers. So that is something that can help you, Atika, by putting a positive spin to your past experience. Yeah? Because you say that your past experience scares you a lot. So how can you now make the past experience, instead of scaring you, gives you pleasure instead, gives you a peace of mind instead? Yeah. So you can just play around with the ideas. Yeah. Whenever you think about your past experience, for example, you fell down a bicycle, or you were heartbroken, or you lost your wallet. Yeah. Instead of those past experience carrying you, maybe you can see it from a point of view of someone who is loving, caring, compassionate, and say that, okay, it's all right. That happened for a reason. You're okay now. Things can get better. Yeah? So what we therapists try to do is help you or guide you to see things from an empowered position, from a position of love, care, understanding, kindness, empathy. Yeah. We try to we guide you to see your past from that point of view. So, Atika, if you're interested, we can have a one-on-one session on how is it that we can uh, re-explore your past and put a positive or nicer feeling about your past. Yeah, maybe there are some underlying issues that you haven't addressed. Maybe there are some underlying issues that you don't know is there and is bothering you. Yeah, that is something that we can address and something that we can process and get over it. Okay. Thank you very much, Atika. I really appreciate your question. All right. So your library doesn't need to be a traditional library. Yeah. A library in school or in college. It can be a library that is colorful, that is white, that is very breezy. It can be the library can be in a garden, underwater, yeah, in a zoo. It's up to your imagination. Whatever that makes you feel pleasant. Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, any other questions? So once again, yeah, take down my phone number and please do feel free to contact me if you wish. If there are no other questions, then ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Coffee Conversation number 4, Failure to Launch. Yep, developing a healthy relationship with your failures, with your mistakes, with your past, so that it can help you to move forward with optimism. Right? Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your what is this? Today's Monday. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah. And for those of you who are fasting, selamat berbuka puasa later. All right. I hope to see you guys one day again. Thank you very much. Okay, Rohana Wati, thank you very much. Nur Azwa, thank you. Have a great day ahead. Bye. Can I contact you by email? Yeah, sure, Atika. My email address is surainavic at gmail.com. Surainavic at gmail.com. Is that correct? Okay.